How's it going, fam? It's Erica with Not Your Average Life, and today we are going to look at some of my favorite EDC setups. We have Swiss Army knives, we have multi-tools, we have pliers, we have pry bars, all the fun stuff. We're going to look at some of the systems that I have been using lately that I really like. I cannot take credit for this idea. This is a type of video that Justin over at Engineer's Perspective does fairly often, really. He shows systems of tools and configurations that work for him, and I love those videos. Like, literally the moment that they come out, I stop what I'm doing and I watch his videos because I just love them. So check out Engineer's Perspective. Really cool dude. And I'm totally stealing his idea here of just showing some of my favorite tool pair-ups that I like to use for different jobs, occasions, all that stuff. So I'm actually going to tilt you guys down onto my table here, and yeah, let's just look at some fun pairings of tools. Bring you guys down a little bit. Okay. Wait for it. Ugh. I suck at this, man. Okay, there we go. So, we have a lot of stuff here, okay? And a pouch and a water bottle that's in the way. Okay, so we have a lot of cool gear here, and I'm going to show you guys a few systems that I really enjoy. Let's start with, like, my outdoors hiking carry. Okay. So, when I am hiking in the woods, this seems to be a really great pair-up for me. We have a Swiss Army knife, and this one has the wood saw on it that is really useful when you are out in the woods. Toothpick and tweezers, of course. We've got a corkscrew, we've got a reamer, main blade, secondary small blade, and bottle opener, flathead, can opener. Just a really great all-around carry for if you are going on a little hike. Now, I'm not talking backpacking or multi-day hike or anything like that. Literally just like a little hike through the woods where maybe you're close to home or something. You're just going out for fun. Love having a Swiss Army knife with the wood saw on there in case you want to do like a little campfire or something. A great one to have. This one I dremeled off the key ring. As you can see, there's no key ring or anything. It just slips right in my pocket of my hiking pants. And I like to put that with a fixed blade. I'm really not a big fan of carrying folders on hikes. I do sometimes, but I like having a small, reliable fixed blade that won't fall out of my pocket if I move around and stuff. So a cool little knife like the LT Wright Frontier Valley is a great option. Super lightweight, you don't even feel it on your belt. Won't slide out or anything. Just a great little knife. If you bring food for a picnic or something, this is also a really good knife for processing food. Cutting up your cheese and crackers and your apples and your anything that you're processing out there. Maybe whittling some sticks. Really like putting these together. I also feel that this blade on the Swiss Army knife complements the larger, kind of thicker blade very well. So if you do need a little bit of a better slicer or a secondary blade to your fixed blade, you have the Swiss Army knife. And then lastly, just because I find pliers to be really useful out in the woods, we have the Knipex, who knows what they really are, little 5-inch Cobra pliers. The reason I don't bring something like a Leatherman or a Victorinox Spirit X out in the woods is because it's too heavy and bulky. And I also feel that most of the stuff that I would need from a multi-tool I could find in the Swiss Army knife for a lighter configuration. And I actually just really like pairing these two up with each other. I just feel it's lightweight, you have better pliers, and nothing that you don't need, right? So these are just great to put in a little sheath and slip right in your hiking pants. This is from Lynch Northwest. It's a Redeemed Creations collaboration sheath for these pliers specifically. That way they're not tearing up your pants or pinching you or anything in your pockets. But really nice little pliers, and I feel that these are more capable in a lot of aspects. No, you do not get the precision in some senses that you do with needle nose, right? Or close to needle nose. We have a wider surface coverage with the Cobras, obviously. But that can benefit sometimes. And I just have never really had an issue with these as opposed to a needle nose like pliers. So, really like how these work. Some of the things that come up when you're hiking in the woods that I have been through, especially if you're hiking with dogs, porcupines, the quill pigs. My dogs have gotten quilled so many times I can't even count. Most of the times we had to go to the vet, as in like 8 times we had been to the vet, but a few times there were just a couple of quills, and I will say it is easier to maneuver these, in my opinion, and grab stuff like that where you really just need to grab and yank. I just feel these are a little more useful for me than a traditional Leatherman or Victorinox style multi-tool. These are a little slippery for me. You do not get the surface contact up front that the Knipex offer. So I have pulled quills with these, and it's just trickier than something like this. So I really prefer bringing this kit out with me on hikes. This is a really great kit for me so far. Obviously, all of these are subject to change, but this is just stuff that I have found thus far. Now, let's talk about just everyday, well, not every day. How about a day off kind of bumming around the camper, right? You guys know I live in a camper. Plenty to do here, but on days off, at least for half of the day, I like to kind of just bum around with the dogs and hang out. So I'm probably not going to be in any crazy workwear or anything, right? And we probably don't need a whole bunch of tools, okay? So something like this is what I'm going to be carrying. Oh, I forgot to mention, obviously, when I go out in the woods, bring some type of flashlight. 100%. I forgot to mention that. So this, a more powerful, more reliable flashlight is something I bring out in the woods. So this actually was supposed to go with this original kit. Sorry about that. I completely spaced that. Definitely have a high-powered flashlight with a fresh battery, all that good stuff. Something that stays on. I like that I don't have to, like, you have the gas pedal switch on this Surefire up here, and then you can twist this to keep it on. Really long battery life, so this is what goes in the woods with me, too. Sorry about that. Okay, so, yeah, hanging around the house, right? Hanging around, you know, maybe making some breakfast, cutting open maybe a dog food bag, maybe some paracord on the camper or something, hanging out in the fenced-in yard, but not really doing all that much, opening packages and mail, maybe, right? This is probably what I'm going to be carrying. Now, I really miss having toothpick and tweezers when I'm carrying an 8-Lox Swiss Army knife. So when I carry this, I'm very grateful that in my wallet, which I always have on me no matter what, I carry a toothpick. The toothpick I use more than the tweezers in a Swiss Army knife, so I carry a spare toothpick in my wallet for when I don't have a Swiss Army knife on me that has toothpick and tweezers. That way I can use this if I'm carrying something like that, right? I use a toothpick almost every time I eat. My teeth are completely jacked, and it's just something I use often. So we've got our toothpick in our wallet, but this is kind of the carry that I'm carrying if I'm hanging around. Something lightweight like this Spyderco Native 5 lightweight knife. This is one that I got as a gift from some viewers. And when I sold off my collection, I tried to give it back to the people who made it, and they said, no, we want you to have that as a gift. So it is still here, alive and well, and being used and cherished. So something light, like a Spyderco Native 5. Got an MXG gear clip on there. Really lightweight. This just has nothing to it at all. So we've got something like that. Just a couple necessary tools on a Swiss Army knife here. I don't have a can opener in my camper, so if I know that I'm going to be cooking something canned, I won't actually carry this because I modified this one to have a small screwdriver. Sorry that my hands are so dirty. I've been outside all morning. Whoops. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Yeah, so if I know that I'm going to be cooking something like maybe over the campfire, like a can of chili or whatever, I will carry something that does have a can opener. But if I'm not doing that, this seems to be just fine. We have a modified little screwdriver there where I dremelled off the can opener, and I have a small screwdriver, which I really like. Bottle opener, flathead, nice big hefty main blade, thicker and larger than the other Swiss Army knives mentioned, and a really nice reamer. I really like this. I think I prefer this one, honestly, over the T-handle one. Stop rolling away. Stop it. Kind of get two different types here from Victorinox. I prefer this one on the Alox versions. I really like that it's inline. The T-shape, not the biggest fan. It folds on me all the time whenever I use this, and I surprisingly use it a lot. So, yeah, that's kind of my setup for bumming around the camper. Got a little flashlight, probably don't need anything too strong at all, so just an old school Phoenix E12. Lightweight, no pocket clip, no lanyard, no nothing. Just throw it right in the pocket with the Swiss Army knife, and you're good to go. Really like that kind of lightweight setup. That's a good one for me that I use often. And then what about if we know that we're doing some work? There are endless projects on the camper. We're currently trying to get supplies again for skirting and stuff, and constantly trying to gear up for winter here. So what do we carry if we're really doing some hard work? Well, this guy is actually gonna go if we're doing some hard work. The 940 is probably going to be out, right? A real multi-tool of a knife. Probably won't have a limited Swiss Army knife there, so we'll have something like a super tinker with a lot of options in there that we'll look at in a second. Probably not going to want this little dude, so we're actually going to bring out that Surefire again. What else? Maybe this is the time for a real multi-tool, a real man's multi-tool, right? Something like that, maybe, depending. Maybe a pry bar. If we know that we're really going to be doing some hard work, maybe we'll throw in a really light titanium pry bar there. From Nice Guy Machine Company, the Plain Jane bar. Might have something like this. A sheath carrying this on the hip with that. 940 in the pocket with the Surefire, and just slip a little pry bar in there. So, a great carry for a day of hard use and work and unexpected tasks popping up. Multi-tool with pliers. Now, if I know that I'm doing a project where I need more surface contact and grip, obviously I'm going to choose the Nip-X, right? But We've got the Victorinox Spirit X, tried and true, reviewed on the channel. This is a great one because all of the tools are accessible from the outside of the piece of kit, which I really like. And this has all the goodies. This has all the goodies. We've got a wood saw. We've got a reamer, which I destroyed the first day I had it and had to regrind it. A really nice screwdriver there. A flathead with a pretend wire stripper. I don't know why they call it that. Really nice chisel. That's great for scraping. Wicked sharp. You got to be careful. Very, very sharp. What else do we have? We have a main blade. The locks are here on the side. You pull them back. We've got file. Can opener. Little screwdriver up front. Really nice Phillips screwdriver there. Little tiny screwdriver. And one of my favorite parts of this tool, some great scissors. I call them electrician's scissors because these are not necessarily as pointy or the same as on the Super Tinker. They're a little blunt. They're a little rounded. Great for stripping wires because you're not going to cut into anything. So, these scissors are very different. It depends on what you're doing. Sometimes these precise, really sharp, pointy scissors are good. But sometimes working with wires and stuff, or where you're stripping a level of something, these blunt ones are really nice. Of course, I forgot to turn my phone on silent because I suck. Now, you may be wondering at this point, why carry this if you have this? Are these tools redundant? Maybe. Let's take a look. So, we do not have a saw on the Super Tinker. It's not really an outdoorsy type tool. It's kind of a tinkering tool, if you will, of course. So we have small backup blade, main blade, scissors that we already pulled out, can opener, bottle opener, Phillips, parcel hook, which is new, and surprisingly way more useful than you would think, especially when you live in a camper. When you're tying knots all the time, tying down tarps, working with paracord, even tying up your hiking boot shoelaces, carrying 5-gallon buckets to and fro. That's useful. Holding this with 5 pounds of shit or whatever, not literal human shit, I promise. 5 gallons of water or something, and using this as a handle, way more comfortable than those wire bucket handles. And the plastic cover usually pops off of those real quick. So you got this, and a reamer again. So a lot of the same tools as the Spirit X. But we have toothpick and tweezers in this, which are helpful. And kind of some different versions of tools, right? Now, maybe this is overkill, right? So what can we carry instead? What can we carry instead of doing overkill right here? Well, we could switch out the Deluxe Tinker with the Spartan. Way thinner carry, right? Toothpick and tweezers still, but you get a corkscrew, which is kind of nice. And a pin. You gotta have that pin on you all the time. Really useful. You can't put toothpick, tweezers, or pin in this, so that's a great pair. Either one. What does that leave us with? Well, we have a flashlight that has great beam distance and throw. And I really like the beam on this. Everything about it. You got a low and a high setting, 2 different ways of turning it on. Really nice pocket clip. Crazy durable and rugged. Great for maybe extended tasks in the dark where you just need your light to bring you the whole way through the project. Of course, a pry bar if you don't want to use your knife as a pry bar. This is a great scraper. A measuring tool. I have used this one to do woodwork and use this as a straight surface to mark plywood and stuff. If somebody else has the speed square or something, draw a straight line with this bad boy, mark things up. You really get some good leverage with this one too. This is a 5-inch. Just an incredible tool to have with you if you're doing some gnarly projects. If you don't like that hole in the middle there, if you feel that's going to be uncomfortable or catch on things, well, let's see. You could always grab BGM pry bar. Or, what else do we have here? Mr. Nice Bar. If you don't like the milling on this plain Jane bar, you can grab a Mr. Nice Bar instead. And that leaves us with what? The 940. Just a beater of a knife. Definitely my go-to if I'm doing some spooky, sketchy projects. I don't want to have thin and slicey on me. If I may be poking and prying and drilling and scraping and cutting and hammering during the project. I've used that butt end as a hammer before. We definitely don't want to have a reground, thin as fuck CPM Rex 45 on the job if we may be prying. But this is probably not what we want to have with us. So, 940. Why not? Easy one-hand opening and closing. That's another thing. When I'm doing projects, I tend to have my hands full. It's nice to open and close this one-handed. Something like this, it can you, of course, but it takes more attention to detail to work a knife like that. This is just, you can do this blindfolded. Don't have to worry about it. You're not going to break it. A hard use EDC knife right there. So, those are kind of my setups. My goodies. For when we're working hard. Or when we're hardly working. Right? Whole bunch of good stuff here. Justin, thanks again for the inspiration for this video. I think these are so fun to see what works for people, what doesn't work for people. I have gotten so many good ideas from Justin's channel for pairing things up. Really, the pair up of a Swiss Army knife with a little Cobra pliers here, that came from Justin 100%. Really great ideas over on his channel. That's all I've got for you guys today. Go use your shit. Go live your life. I will see you guys on the next video. I love you all.